Well, good Friday evening, Arkansas. This is Chief Forecaster Cameron back here once again, here to give you guys your evening forecast video. For your 7-day forecast comes out probably around, I'd say, 8:30 this evening here. Okay, so we got not much to talk about here except for the cold front that pushed through. So, like I mentioned last night, it was going to feel a little muggy last night into the early part of today, but we do have that cold front pushing through. And this cold front is going to be a catalyst to what's coming up as we get towards your Sunday into that Monday time frame here. So temperatures right now, low 50s up there in northwestern Arkansas. You guys are going to drop very fast once the drier and cooler air, the majority of it, starts pushing into Arkansas. 60s still across the state. You can see south of the front, you're still in the upper 60s to low 70s across the area. This frontal boundary will clear through Arkansas tonight and will result in some, I would say, cooler than normal conditions across the area here, but it's not going to last long because we do have Sunday and the Monday to talk about here, guys. So let's go ahead and go over to your evening highlights here. And I mentioned this over the last couple of days that we were going to have to watch southern Arkansas for that potential of seeing some severe weather. We now have a risk for severe weather. I'm going to go over that here in just a little bit. So rain and thunderstorms will return as we get towards late Sunday night. That's going to be round number one, and then round number two is going to be during the late afternoon and evening time frame on Monday. That is where that severe weather potential will be realized across southern Arkansas here. Colder weather returns as we get towards Tuesday, Wednesday, and into your Thanksgiving time frame here. Temperatures by then are going to be really, really cool with highs potentially struggling to get out of the 40s. And then, like I mentioned before, that severe weather potential across southern Arkansas as we get towards your Monday and the Monday night here. So, as always, I've had a lot of people ask what we're expecting for the winter outlook. That is available on our YouTube, and it's available on Facebook. Just send us a message. We'll get you that PDF file link so you can check that out here. Now, this is your severe weather outlook as we get towards Monday here. So this was updated 4 a.m. this morning. Tonight's going to be a little earlier. It's going to be updated at 2:30 in the morning here. What to expect? We've got some strong to severe thunderstorms back in the forecast here. It's been quite a while. I think the last time I talked to you guys about severe weather was back in August. So it's been a couple of months since we've had any kind of severe weather threat here in Arkansas. But with it being fall, and I've been stressing this a lot, we are in our secondary severe weather season. So you're going to expect this a lot more often here. But we're going to watch Monday evening and Monday night. All your risks right now are what's called TBD. That means to be determined, because we won't figure that out until, I think, tonight's day 3. It will be Saturday night when we figure that out, because that ends up being day 2. Monday ends up being day 2. So it'll be Saturday night going into Sunday morning when we start figuring out what specific risk we're looking for. But looking at the overall setup and dynamics in place, I think damaging winds and your tornado threat will be there. Hail is a little bit questionable. We'll have to wait and see on how our lapse rates look like. This is more of like a high shear, low instability type setup. You see these all the time in the fall, and they normally support more of a damaging wind tornado threat versus a large hail threat here. But like I mentioned before, all the risk right now and how high those risks are going to be is still to be determined at this point. But your risk right now goes from Texarkana, Hope, Camden, Monticello, Lake Village, Magnolia, El Dorado, and Crossett. And I want to make this perfectly clear. We cover the entire state of Arkansas. We get all the questions all the time from central and northern Arkansas, but South Arkansas feels like they're being forgotten or ignored. We cover the entire state of Arkansas, folks. So Monday night, if we're covering severe weather, don't just tune out because it's not affecting central Arkansas. If you've got friends and family down there in southern Arkansas, or matter of fact, if you have family coming out from Louisiana or Mississippi or Texas that has to go through South Arkansas, make sure you share the page. Make sure you share that coverage, because those folks down there are just as important. And down there, I come from South Arkansas, you don't have a lot of weather coverage down there either. You're blessed to have that in Central and even in North Arkansas, but in South Arkansas, it's very, very tough to get any kind of solid weather coverage down there. So make sure you share this page, guys. It's very, very important, okay? So let's take a look at our burn bands at this point. Still remains the same for southeastern Arkansas. We have Lincoln, Deshae, Drew, and Chico counties remaining. I think that gets taken care of by the time we get towards your Tuesday time frame here. Now, wildfire risk remains the same down there in southeastern Arkansas. No changes with this. let's take a look at tonight here. So like I mentioned before, northwestern Arkansas, you guys are going to fall into the 30s and quick once the majority of that cooler and drier air moves in. Elsewhere across the state, we're talking about some upper 40s. You may still be in the 50s down there in southern Arkansas. We'll just have to wait and see what happens with that overnight tonight and the first part of Saturday morning. Daytime highs tomorrow are going to be really, really cool across the area before we start getting that moisture return across the board. So let's go ahead and talk to you guys about some model data real quick. And I'm going to go over to the European model here. I think the 18Z European model is out. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the dew points here. So let's take this out. As you can see, by the time we get towards first thing tomorrow morning, the majority of your cooler and drier air will filter in. This is not going to be any significant cooler air, but it's just going to be enough. So you have that front boundary moving in. I will say this, if you did not have this front, you would probably be looking at a pretty substantial severe weather threat coming up on Monday. That doesn't mean it, it can't happen. We see this all the time in the fall, but if you didn't have this front boundary, we would probably be dealing with a lot worse severe weather than we are right now here. Okay, so front boundary booster, and you can see the front boundary just does not make a lot of progress to the south. It stalls out North Louisiana, Central Louisiana, even southwestern Arkansas. The boundary just kind of stalls out right there, so it's not really doing anything. And then you can see by the time you get towards Sunday night into Monday, your warm front stretched from Oklahoma, southwest Arkansas, down into northern Louisiana. Dew points in the 30s ahead of the warm front. Dew points in the upper 50s, low 60s behind the warm front here in that warm sector. So what's going to happen as you get towards your Monday time frame, warm front's going to rapidly move north. Now, a couple of things that I'm going to watch as we get towards Monday. Do we have any shower and thunderstorm development ahead of the warm front? What are we looking at in terms of that? Because if you have a lot of shower and thunderstorm development ahead of the warm front, it will keep the warm front from progressing north, which will kind of keep this from either being a South Arkansas event or just a Texas and Louisiana event. It depends on how far north the warm front gets. All the model data right now has the warm front at least coming up to Central Arkansas, so we'll have to watch that very closely here. But you can see with the Euro right through here, basically stretching from western Arkansas, from Fort Smith over to that's Faulkner County, over to just south of Memphis here. So your boundary, and if you go with Climo, typically does not make it this far north. Now granted, we don't have a snowpack to the north. We don't have any cold air pushing this down to keep this from surging northward here. So we'll have to watch it. I think South Arkansas has the best shot of seeing severe weather. Central, I'm going to watch you guys very closely. I don't trust anything that's riding along the warm front here. But North Arkansas right now as it stands, you should be good unless this warm front rapidly surges north over the next 2 days here. Okay, now you can see by the time we get towards, this is 9 p.m. on Monday, look at your dew points down here in southeastern Arkansas, from El Dorado, Camden, up towards Stuttgart, down towards Lake Village. Dew points in the in the low to mid 60s down here in southeastern Arkansas. 50s elsewhere here. And you can see your system back out here towards Texas. So that's going to cause the potential of seeing some severe weather as we get towards Monday evening here. So if you want that specific timing right now, if you're really, really needing that specific timing, I would say anywhere between 4 p.m. and 11 p.m. Monday afternoon into Monday night. I think that would be the best shot of seeing some severe weather down there in southern Arkansas. Now you're looking at the instability and you're like, man, this is not a lot of instability. This is just nothing. This is barely anything, compared to what we saw on March 31st or what we saw back in June. You had 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 instability. Well, this time of the year, all you need to give me is 500. 500 is the magic number because you have a lot of wind shear in place, and that typically leads to some severe weather across the board here. So we will have to watch. I would say Central Arkansas, the South Arkansas, south of that warm front is where you're going to have to watch and see for the potential of some severe weather. Let's go to here, and this is just the projection of the lightning rate if you were to go with the European model. And I will dare say the Euro is a lot more aggressive than the other models are right now. So we're going to have to watch this very closely. But you can see by 9 p.m., let's go over to this because this is your lightning rate at that time here. So you can see some strong, possibly some severe thunderstorms as far north as Central Arkansas down in the southern and southeastern Arkansas here. So we're going to watch this situation closely. Like I mentioned before, the exact risks are to be determined right now, but we're going to have to watch this closely. I think Central and South Arkansas has the best shot of seeing some severe weather. we'll keep an eye on it over the next couple of days here, okay? So let's go over to your forecast real quickly, guys, and let's talk about North Arkansas here. So tomorrow, beautiful conditions, high temperatures in those 60s, overnight lows in the 30s. Moisture really starts to pick up as we get towards Monday and Tuesday. You guys, right now, I'm not expecting a whole lot of severe weather, but we'll watch it. Beyond Tuesday, great conditions, high temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s, overnight lows in the 20s and 30s. Now let's switch over to Central Arkansas real quick. Beautiful tomorrow. Moisture returns as we get towards Sunday and Monday. There could be some thunderstorms Sunday night and Monday, by the way. I forgot to mention that. But Monday afternoon, Monday night, that's where your severe threat could start to ramp up. Beyond Tuesday, temperatures in the low to mid 50s, overnight lows in the 30s. You couldn't ask for a better Thanksgiving across the board. And let's take a look at South Arkansas here, guys. And I mentioned before, South Arkansas on Monday afternoon and Monday night. That's where you're going to have to watch for that severe threat. Good conditions by the time you close out the week. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated right here, your source for all things Arkansas weather.